Alright, and we're rolling. Welcome everyone back to another episode of Rook's Craft Corner, the spooky version. Today we're going to be kind of doing something a little bit different. As you can see, I've got my simple plank of wood, our normal crafting doily, and today we will be carving a Mr. Pumpkin. I got this pumpkin. It's a little bit late in the season, but we're going to be carving it with some wonderful utensils that we'll get started for you here. But the first step that I've always taken with pumpkins is that we're going to have to cut out the top, scoop out the innards into a receptacle of some kind, and I brought this one, this little vat here. We'll be taking the top off, we'll be doing a scooping out montage, and then we'll be deciding on what we're going to make in our, and we'll just get started here. I am going to pop on some gloves. We're bringing them back, bringing back the style of the olden days. Now you can do this a couple different ways. What I have always done, and by that I mean my family training me to carve pumpkins when I was little, is to take a marker, go across the top, so that way you know the twists and the turns, and you'll be able to fit the pumpkin top on it easily. Another thing that you can do is you can take your marker and kind of make a line. Make a little line. That way it's even easier for you to just kind of mark the place where the pumpkin opens up. So as usual, we will take one of our knives here, we will open her up, and we'll just be digging in around this line, right into the pumpkin type object, making a small incision down and kind of following that whole line mechanic. How do you guys carve pumpkins? Do you guys carve with family or with friends, or do you make a day of it? Do you like going out and really experiencing the full force of the holidays? Halloween is one of my favorite holidays, and I'll tell you, it's probably because it doesn't really feel like a holiday, it feels like a month. I guess that's a good thing. One of those wonderful times of the year where people are praised for scaring other people. One of the scary things that has happened to me recently is that, quick, make something up. Well, nothing really scary has happened to me this month, which I guess I'm fortunate for. That being said, I have played more Borderlands, and that is scary, because I've played more of it and I haven't beaten it yet. Oh, Brooke, you suck. Get better, get good. I've played more, and I can't say I'm that much more impressed. I really don't know what else to say that I haven't said before. I feel like a lot of the tales of the Borderlands characters are used more and kind of put on a pedestal more than the olden days characters, but that might just be what I've seen so far. Regardless, we are carving this pumpkin by stabbing it. What are some of the favorite things? Halloween. We've had a very interesting Halloween because I feel like there's been a lot of full moons, and a lot of full moons have lasted pretty long this season, which is interesting. working in different professions, you might find that people are a little bit more approachable or less approachable or acting a little bit more wacky. I've always found that it does not always go the best at work upon the reaching of the full moons. That being said, Halloween full moons, they're their own beast, I suppose. Maybe it's just the spirit of the holidays getting into everybody. I like to think that, because I'm an interesting character. Alright, so we're just going to shave off the inside portion of our pumpkin with our knife. And we'll get it off, just cutting and grooving, and we'll set the top aside for later. Knife's a little bit soiled, that's okay, ain't gonna kill nothing. Might have to clean it a little bit later, there are a lot of pumpkin guts in it. C'est la vie! Moving right forward, we'll put the knife to the side because we'll use it later possibly. We'll just take our rusty trusty big old spoon and we'll dig ourselves a nice place for the candle to sit, as well as make it easier for us to carve into this jack-o'-lanterns. I have fond memories of carving jack-o'-lanterns with my family. We would always carve them on the old kitchen table, which is what I'm using right now, is ye old kitchen table. And that's good, but we always used to kick on some odd, like, old horror movie tapes. My family used to keep around these VCR tapes of, like, they were like Halloween specials on certain TV channels in like an old theater by a guy, and he would be like, "Oh, this is how they fared in that circumstance. Let's go and watch Dracula, the old one now, and see what's what." I don't know. It was just aesthetic, I guess. It was a cool thing. I remember being terrified as a child because I was a very frightenable young child. Which is, you know, neither here nor there. It's everywhere because I'm still a child. Man-child. We're just really, I'm using this to kind of scrape with my finger on the insides, really dirtying up the old crafting gloves, but hey, they're here for my protection, not because they don't want muck on them, you know? Kind of fell out of vogue to, you know, carve pumpkins when I was in high school and college. Oh yeah, I remember now why. We moved into the middle of nowhere. No one really would see the pumpkins. We had a whopping 0 trick-or-treaters. Yes, I know, F's in chat for the no trick-or-treaters. But I mean, like, no one's gonna trek a 1/4 mile up a lane to get some candy, and no kid, unless they're some kind of con man genius, is gonna talk their parents into driving a 1/4 mile up a lane just to have some folks stare at them funny when they say trick or treat. We'd be frightened if anyone showed up at our house, because honestly, we used to live in the kind of house where it was like, if you ended up there, you had made a wrong turn somewhere. Like we were where the guy in the gas station would be like, "Oh, people don't go up to those parts," and ever since the accident, you know, we lived in that kind of house. Very nice house, but I mean, people normally just didn't end up there on purpose. And we'll just kind of get all the pumpkin goo into our bucket. Just kind of maneuvering it in. Oh, hello there. pumpkin parts. What are you up to, being on my glove? Ooh, that's ooky. Okay. Yeah, we're making good progress with the innards of this pumpkin. Little interesting fact, pumpkin seeds, not the worst thing ever. Decently healthy for you. I hear that you can roast pumpkin seeds and eat them as well. I'm not sure if the ones you buy at the supermarket are pre-roasted or some other kind of thing. Oh, come on, Rook, you know more pumpkin facts than this. Oh. They were originally turnips before they were pumpkins, because apparently turnips? I don't know. Yeah. People always used to complain about the smell of some decaying pumpkins on sometimes because reasons. The thing about smelly pumpkins is that this can be avoided if thou would light thine candle. On the inside, I'll show you a little trick here at the end of the video, so stay tuned for my special family secrets to making your pumpkins smell gooder. The goodest of pumpkins. I like getting this out of the way first, because if you get this out of the way, then the rest of the pumpkin carving is going to be a cinch. I would almost recommend that one should make the front of the pumpkin where they are carving a smaller kind of scrape off the inside layer to make this part thicker, so that when you start carving, you're not murdering yourself with a hard knock life and job. That being said, you don't really want to go back to scraping out the innards of the pumpkin after you've made a hole in it. So, another thing that goes hand in hand with Halloween now is Christmas, because of course it does. Getting earlier every year, might as well start talking about the big old C in the room, St. Nick. We are moving quickly into the holiday season shortly, and I would like to talk to you all about my favorite of holidays of sorts, and that would be Black Friday. I do enjoy Black Friday. Some people hate it, some people boycott it, some people wait till Monday after, but it is a respectable thing for one to do, to go out and to people watch and buy maybe one or two things at a store, so one doesn't look like they are placing bets on who will crack first in the lines. I do enjoy Black Friday. It's one of my favorite times to people watch. Alright, I would say we're just about as clean as we're going to get inside this pumpkin. So I think that I'm going to go with this side as my carving side. Now, some people get really fancy with these pumpkins. They're able to do shading by cutting off only slivers of the outside and having light shine through. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off. I don't know what design I want to even do for a front yet. Spoilers, I didn't have a plan going into this. What a shock. But we're going to choose this as our front side first, and then we'll decide what we're going to do.
Okay, pause the video now and
prediction on what shape Rook will inevitably carve into this pumpkin face. What kind of pumpkin face will I do? No cheating. Alright, so we're back. We're back in it to win it. I have chosen a design. It is a cat pumpkin sitting on a moon. I feel like it would be a little non-traditional to go this route without stabbing some kind of quiet phone and doing something pumpkin related. Pumpkins are usually lanterns made out of jacks. I feel like doing cats because I like jacks. And I also like cats. So we'll dodge the cats and we'll go straight to cats. Dodge the jacks. Anyway, I didn't have a stroke there. I am not good at drawing. My knife skills are above par though, so we'll see how that happens and what kind of plays out. We have our bin that's filled with our pumpkin innards. You might be able to get a better keen look on the inside of what's going on in there. I am not going to use, well, I might grab it for good old time's sake. It's a little bit later in the evening if you can't tell. But we'll grab the old blade. And I feel like this one would be okay, but we're gonna go with the old Benchmade, the classic. Kind of just get a rough idea of how this is going to play out. I figure the details are going to be the hardest. I don't really have a thin knife. I mean, I do, but I don't. I really want to make sure that I'm not stabbing my hands here on the insides. So without further ado, let's kind of make our first stab and kind of work our way through here. I am now surgeon, so we'll just kind of slowly work our way around, and then we might go back for another round. But first I want to get this outline kind of sketched, maybe, if you will, with this knife, and then we'll maneuver where we need to maneuver here in a little bit. Crescent moons have never been my my bread and butter. Whenever I was drawing them in school, they would always turn out kind of looking like a banana, and even at that banana it would look misshapen, as it does. Something I just noticed that's kind of odd is that there's like a trail that's following up the injured pumpkin, which is interesting. Didn't notice that. But yeah, no, I've always been pretty bad at drawing. Painting I've been okay at. I'm probably never going to do a picture. A picture tutorial, a painting tutorial would be very hard, would be taxing on me, my feeble mind. I feel like we need to cut this in a little bit more than I gave myself credit for drawing. Making it a curve-ish shape. As we come down. This has been a very stabby Halloween and themes with horror, which is good, I suppose. It's good to expose people to the stabbing nature of Halloween. Halloween topics. What's your favorite candy to get from trick-or-treating? I always liked getting Jolly Ranchers. I wouldn't say they're my favorite candy, but I would say that they were kind of something that I never really picked up on my own. Going to convenience stores and such as a little child. However, whenever I got them, they were a delightful surprise. That being said, my favorite candy bar now is the king of all candy bars. That being said, it is the Heath bar. Come on, go ahead and at me. See what happens. Watch your whole life get destroyed by your being wrong about Heath bars are the king of all candy bars. I suppose we've got to kind of make an almighty decision here on if we're going to go for broke and we're going to go full throttle through and then go back with the knife and make the adjustments. By that I mean actually cut out the shape, but I feel like that would lead to the possible breaking of some of the softer features, which I could very well be wrong. We'll cut it out little by little, but we gotta make almighty decisions. Slowly working our way around. You know, I just noticed that I said I would making the almighty decisions would be the easier part. I just hope it doesn't look like a freaking non-PG-13 related object here. If those watching know what I mean. Then it'll be really spooky to watch us get this video taken off of YouTube. I don't know. Oh, man. I do not have good or hand dexterity. This is why people are famous, because they're able to do this stuff really well. And I look like a goober with a knife. I feel like that should be my professional title, goober with knife. Actually, it'd be kind of cool, I guess. It'd be very fitting. Maybe I should have had a practice round before I did this. That was the ink on the pumpkin, you moron! I suppose you're right, and I did an okay job with that. Oh, pumpkin, pumpkin. Go right up in there. Sorry I'm not talking as much as I normally do. Usually I have a lot of stupid commentary to make, like unpopular opinions on video games that most people enjoy, or stories of my youth. But this is requiring about 100% of my focus, and my goodness, commentary does not come easy when you're using a double-edged, sharp, pointy object to repeatedly stab a pumpkin. Oh, life's hard though. And you are choosing to do this, and you need to not complain about it. Rook. So there we have it. There's our cat shape. If you see what I see, I made a horrible error by making the tail just some piece of matter that comes out of the ground of the moon, like a tentacle that's going to strangle the cat-shaped object. Which, I don't know if you've ever been to the moon, but there's no cats there. And from what the government has told us, there's no tentacles up there either. Could be wrong, been wrong before. But, alright. Well, that's a start. Alright, I can breathe again. I was hoping it'd just kind of sort itself out and fall out like a cartoon. Instead, I just kind of punctured the skin. Or else the Christmas Santa will come by and scalp me with a jar of mayonnaise, as they do. The good old Halloween goblin, the Goblin Slayer, will come by and punish me. Senpai. Actually, that's working out better than I thought. Maybe I did this better. Holy mother of pearl. How are we gonna do this, my old friend? There we go. Alright, that was one. Ooh! Alright, moving steadily forward, bringing the knife to bear. It's doing that thing that I thought it was gonna do. It's like popping out. Put that in the burn pile. We'll just kind of make some almighty decisions on how we're gonna eviscerate this pumpkin more. Oh! Get dumped on! Hey! Go! Alright. Just as I planned it. Alright, perfect. Yes, 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 we are doing it live. And by live, I mean I'm going to upload it later on YouTube after heavy editing. We're going to cut out some of these sides here, making it all purty. Alright, well, that was pretty much all stalling so that I didn't have to cut this cat out yet. Oh, there's a spider on me. It is dead. Yes, I do not like spiders. They provide a great service to the world, and I like them, but if they touch me, they will die. There's nothing I can do about that. It is an impulse. I'm sorry. Okay. Alright. Maybe what we'll do. Take out some of the cat at a time, and we'll move forward from there. I'm being a big old bundle of anxiety, not committing. See, I can't afford to have that piece break off, because that is like. That's it. That's the art part. Crafting a negative space instead of a positive space. Maybe this one will do better. We'll just kind of do down on the edges of that. It's thin. It's thin, boy, is it thin. Fudge. All right. Oh, come on. Almost there. I think we're out of it. I think we're past the throws. Alright. See? We did it. Oh, fuck. That was stressful. Oh, shit. My butthole is super clenched right now. Super clenched. Okay, moving forward with the rest of the cat because the ears are going to be a thing. This is what I get for sitting on my leg. Oh, just a bunch of pain. Pain in my leg for sitting on it. Alright, moving forward because gosh dang it, I'm just stalling. Take that out. Easy. Cut over to make it less pumpkin underneath. Stab the pumpkin because we're procrastinating actually working on the pumpkin. Cut out the end grains. Peel up, push down. Don't damage the tail. Oh, crap, dude. I don't know, I guess it's coming along. You can kind of tell what it is. Oh, the French. Oh, the French. Okay. Oh, what will we do with a drunken sailor? What will we do with a drunken sailor? What will we do with a drunken sailor in the morning? Make him carve a pumpkin, damn it. Well, that might be as good as we're getting. The ears were a lot less delicate than I thought they would be, frankly. I didn't really think that it was going to be that easy to do the ears. I thought it was going to be a wee bit harder and they would be more delicate. I am very happy that I'm wrong. Very, very pleased. I'm going to try and clean up the inside of this a wee bit more. Going to wash those off after this. Yes, pumpkin secrets that I alluded to at the beginning of this video. So pumpkining, as many of you may know, has a distinct smell. So what my family does, and there's the finished product, usually, is we take our candle. I got this pillar candle here because I don't have any other candles. Good, decent quality candle here. You take it and you shove it in your pumpkin jack-o'-lantern boy. You take the top and you put cinnamon on top to make it so when the flame hits the cinnamon roasts and it smells like cinnamon instead of dying pumpkin. I I don't have any cinnamon, but I have ground cumin. It sounds kind of like cinnamon. I don't know if it'll smell the same though. We'll just open it up here really quickly and take a whiff. There we go. Sealed for freshness. Let's see. Alright, well that smells like a fajita, which I suppose will work. Just kind of dabble that on the lid there. The fajita. Right. Get that all smooshed in there. Worm it around. Really kind of make sure it gets into those grooves that aren't there because it's smooth. We light our new candle. We drop it carefully to not burn thyself, expertly into thine pumpkin. We take our pumpkin lid, and the markings have been put away, but let's see how we did, shall we? Why don't we take a gaze at the nightlife of the glowing pumpkin. Behold my majesty that I've created. We have a cat on the moon. It took very long to do. It was very hard and extremely stressful. My house smells like tacos a little bit and fajitas. But by golly, we did it. You and me and a pumpkin. With vim, vigor, determination, and a lot of knives that aren't supposed to cut pumpkin, we made a pumpkin. Happy Halloween from Gamefaze to you and yours. Hope you're enjoying the month. Look forward to the finale next week. Bye!
Ha 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 ha!